Okay, so the last 3 weeks have been an absolute doozy. I'm not sure if that's a northern term. In the north, at least in Maggie's vocabulary, doozy means crazy, unexpected, surreal. Like, what is going on? So I really thought that Eleanor's diagnosis of autism would be the one rug that got pulled out from underneath me. And then we would settle down and get moving. But it just doesn't work that way. So at transparency, I'm a control freak. I love to plan. I love to plan out my life. I love to have everything in order so that things can go how I want them to go. And I know that things don't always go the way they're supposed to, so I have plan A, plan B, plan C, and it's just who I am. As a teacher, it makes me really, really good because I can go with the flow, but I've always got rhyme and reason for everything that I do. But this whole autism thing, I can't plan it out. I can't figure out what to expect. As a teacher, I know academically what to expect. There's still so much out there that we don't know academically on all the facets of autism. So academically, she's going to be perfectly fine. As a mom, I don't know how to parent. I don't know how to work with her so that I'm respecting how she thinks, how she processes, things like that. And I'm afraid. I'm ashamed. I'm riddled with guilt about how much I grieved. Because for all these years, I've just thought I placed all the blame on the trauma that happened to Evelyn. And I thought all her quirkiness, I just needed to fix. And I needed to, give it time and healing and therapy and things like that. And then to understand that this isn't something that gets fixed. This is something you deal with, something that you take into consideration when you make your plans. And to know that I don't know. I literally have no idea. Because research, even though it's doing an amazing amount of work to figure out things, we still don't know barely anything compared to what possibly is out there. And so I think that's the hardest part, is I don't know how to plan. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's coming. And then I feel bad. And it's so weird. God has just been pressing on me about my need for control, my need to hold on to things. I had posted 2 videos about a wrench thrown in my fire with my job. And I was so justified in my anger, in my frustration, in my rage. God convicted me almost immediately to take down the first one. And then he sent a beautiful friend to be like, Maggie, you can't post that second one. I didn't even realize that it was still so filled with anger, so filled with rage. And then I looked at it again through new eyes, and I was like, whoa. But the thing that really surprised me was I was using the Bible as my backup. In 2 Samuel, was it 19, Joab goes after King David, and he says, shame on you for all that you're doing. And that's as far as I went. And then I wasn't going forward in the Bible to see what other character traits Joab had, because it's not the end of the story. And we need to remember that this isn't the end of our story, and that there's still more to come. But what I wanted to do is kind of like what I want to do with Eleanor. I want to hold on, and I want to manipulate the situation so I can get what I want, and so that I know what's coming, and give me an expected end. Not God's expected end, my expected end. And when the position that I had was taken, I was furiously hurt. I know that sounds weird, but I was hurt and devastated and all those things. But really what it came down to was wounded pride, and a whole lot of justification for my anger. And wow, you can go so far so fast in your anger, and you can justify everything, and it is scary. But thankfully I had beautiful people just dabbling in, giving me little bits, little pieces, and that's all they needed to do, to kind of guide me and lead me where I needed to be, because they know that Maggie's heart is good. They know that Maggie loves Jesus, and that Maggie tries her best, and that I just needed some bumpers put on so that I could come back to who I am, because it's almost like I took off my glasses and I couldn't see anything but what I wanted to see. And so I had to put my glasses back on. It was the hardest thing in the whole world to go, God, if you don't want me to do this job, if I'm not right for it, then take it away and don't give it back to me. Because you see, I wanted it so bad, and what if he doesn't give it back to me? So it's all about trust, that everything's gonna be okay. I'm not big on trust, because I'm not controlling what other people do. I can't see if they really are legit in their feelings. And so I need to trust that God has Eleanor right where he wants her. There's so many things I'm afraid of that I can't control, that I have no control over. And I also need to trust that he has me too. And so what I felt in my heart was, this is like Abraham with Isaac. You have to put it on the altar and walk away. God gave Abraham Isaac back. Not all altars, not all sacrifices get to come back off the altar. But if they don't come back off the altar, then you're not supposed to have them. That's so hard. God's taking us down a road, and he's helping us gently, because since the diagnosis, things are making so much more sense. So much more peace has come in with things that we've been struggling with for a long time, that I thought were just really big quirks or selfishness or stubbornness. And like textures, like not being able to wear certain things, not liking how things feel, textures of food, always having to hold on to like stuffed animals or blankets or things like that. And you're like, dude, you're 13, why are you still doing that? Just her inability to see how her actions affect animals. She thinks it's hilarious, and she doesn't care how it's impacting an animal. No matter how many times we tell her, she's not getting it. And then she gets hurt because the animals don't want to be near her. And we're like, well, yeah, because you're not being nice to it. You're not listening to it. It makes more sense. It doesn't mean we don't stop helping her, but it makes sense why this is a struggle for her. And then it also helped me to look at her dad and understand so much more about his rigidity and what I used to call stubbornness and his pride and things like that. He totally goes on the spectrum. There's so much peace with that because it's not him being mean or stubborn or selfish. It literally is a different way of processing and approaching situations. There's so much peace when you finally accept maybe what you never wanted to accept, but was right there in front of your face. So my encouragement today is, there's this weird phrase that keeps going around. What are you looking at? If you're looking at all the things that you don't want and that are happening, you're going to be really mad. You're going to be trying to hold on. If you take a deep breath and you go, God, I want what you want more than I want what I want. I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to let you take it. And then I'm going to take my hands off. And I'm going to take 5 steps back. If you never give it to me, then I need to trust that that's not what's best for me. Once you do that, you can start seeing the blessings everywhere. They're small, they're minute until you start looking at them. Then you're like, oh my goodness, because of this. That's really cool. And once you finally stop resisting, then you can start getting excited about the things that you used to be refusing to accept. There's all sorts of great things coming that I wasn't allowing myself to see because I didn't want to accept that it was true. I was justifying everything. Oh, you have to be so careful. I need to put my eyes, my heart on Christ. So there's my update. If I ever have something posted that is not kind and loving and gentle and beautiful, I appreciate it when someone tells me so that I can reevaluate how I'm looking at things, because we're not always looking at things correctly. And I would hope that my heart and my character have been proven through all the fire, that I truly want what's right, what's good, what's godly. I'm not always good, but I try. And I'm okay with making mistakes, falling flat on my face, because I get back up again. So, encouragement to you. Evaluate yourself. Evaluate your fears, your desires, and what's holding you back. Maybe you're holding yourself back from the goodness of God.